All right. Mark, what are we
Mixing
going
it
to
up.
talk about? I think this morning we're on a bit of a stump, rushed a little bit, but we're not too sure of the topic, but we'll go for it. But don't tell
We
anyone.
can we be honest?
Yeah.
We don't know what to talk about.
You go.
Let's just sit here for like 5 minutes.
You go.
Now you go. Any questions? And also if any viewers out there want to want us to touch on any real estate topics, thanks, I'm all loud and clear. If anyone has any real estate topics they want us to talk on, Michael Burjo is a commercial expert of the Northern Beaches, one of the best in Sydney. My name's Mark Novak, and we're running a real estate agent of 50 strong real estate agents in the Northern Beaches of Sydney and I've been an agent for 27 years. So if you guys have any questions, shoot them at us today. Innocent topic, unless someone shoots us a question that I wanted to have a chat about, Michael, was I was perving on people this morning. I was perving on tradies.
Would you like care to elaborate?
And so, I walk at 5 o'clock in the morning with the lovely Lisa Novak, and I was cruising around, walking around, and I just, for some reason, I took an interest as to what everyone was looking at on their phones. And so like heaps of, at that time in the morning, there's a lot of tradies that drive to work early, so they miss the traffic and then they sit in their car. And at that time in the morning, there's, commuters that are sitting at bus stops. And then I sort of, without sort of looking like creepy, I was thinking, what is everyone doing? Because it's out there. It's right out there, as in they are, I guess, 20 years ago, it was a newspaper. Now it's a phone, but what is on the phone? What do you reckon?
Especially in the...
What was I looking at? What was everyone looking at on their phones?
If it was me, it's the news feed, Facebook, Insta, the only time I get the chance to read a couple articles are in the morning, where you're a little bit more relaxed. So I normally hit a bit of the articles, which had like the Sydney fish market going through, like yesterday, 750 mil upgrade. So I think a little bit of leisure or some quotes. If anyone follows me on Instagram, there's always that sort of inspo quote, a couple news articles about development and property, which sort of get going in the morning. I reckon it's the most peaceful time in the morning. Jeff said a topic, sex, drugs, and rock and roll.
Sex or drugs or rock and roll. Yeah, I guess some people are looking for that. What do you guys look at? I'd love to know what the viewers are doing at 5 o'clock in the morning. But when I was checking it all out and having a look at what everyone was looking at, everyone, as in every trade, everyone at a bus stop, anyone that I sort of came in contact with that was killing time. Insta. Facebook. That was the time killer for everyone at 5 o'clock in the morning. So no one's watching you. No one needs you for work. Everyone is killing their leisure time with
which I think it sort of emphasizes why I think it's just sort of taken over. And I don't think it's going to slow down either. I think it's just going to continue to grow and grow, the use for social media. But I think it's still very, very cheap to market on. It's very, very accessible to market on, and it's a very, very low entry for any type of business. So I think it's just going to continue to grow, and the ease of using it as well.
You know what?
Which one? Social media?
Hate the word.
The word like social. Social. Yeah.
Social.
My media.
My media. Because it's like, it's everyone's own channel. Like everyone's channel that they have, that they're actually running, is their own shit. Do you know what I mean? They procured their own channel.
If you're always looking at cars If you're always looking at cars or
'cause
shoes,
you say
it starts
social.
feeding you cars and shoes. So
Yeah.
it's your own sort of portal, and like you said, your own sort of channel. So it's yeah, I get what you're saying there.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it's my media, so everyone can say my media is it's the Michael Bergio. When he picks up his phone, it serves up what he wants. When Jeff Luby picks up his phone, it's what he wants. When there's Jaylee Dick, hey Jaylee, how are you? Jeff's there, Harry's there. How are you guys? Well, thank you for watching. But yeah, it's pretty interesting. Like, you pretty much created your own channel. You know, all these tradies I'm walking past in the morning, they are killing a good solid hour of their time, or half an hour, because a lot of these guys aren't starting till 6 or 7, and they're in their cars an hour early. They're not watching a movie. They're not checking their emails. Every single one of them was flicking through social, which is very interesting. Which I guess for real estate, relating it back to what we do, that's where
we want to have our properties there, our services there, top of the feed.
Do you know
but
what I mean?
Also just shows, like, I think other businesses need to follow. Like, you don't see much tradies offering their services online, marketing themselves there. Like, if people say they don't believe in it, like what you said, you've got everyone in the morning an hour just glued to their feed. Like, how can it be wrong to have what you do come up on that feed on any way, shape or form? I think a lot of the time it's people don't know how to break down what they do. They either don't value, well, not that they don't value, they don't understand how to position what they do in a simple way to put it on a news feed or an outlet. I remember, like, even when we were jumping with the Woolscott boys, the suits, Mark, remember at that lunch? And they're like, what can we put on social media? And like, the guy even had to fold a suit jacket. I've always just thrown it on the floor, or like, I've never even known how to fold a suit jacket correctly. And he was like, oh, this is how you do it. And we're like, well, that's a video. That's the social media content that you can put out for what you do to educate people. Very simple. It's like, oh, I didn't think of it that way. I think a lot of trades, real estate agents, they overcomplicate it. Half the shit we talk about here are pretty basics, but conveying it to other people as well, so people can understand and learn as well. You don't need to overcomplicate it. As you said, the people are in the car. We're all glued to our phones. 60, I think it was the latest stats of Facebook. 60% or 65% of Australians have an account, are on it. And I think it was even crazier that spend an hour or two a day on it. So what other platform do you have such a majority of people using it? I don't even think it would have to be.
Mate, I reckon it was 20. I did about 20, 25 people this morning. I perved on, and I spied on, or I sussed out what they were doing with their time. And out of all those people, I was like, Jesus, this is. I don't think it's an epidemic. I think it's a beautiful thing that, you know, you can be thoroughly entertained by your media. You can build your own media channel for yourself, as a consumer, and all your stuff that's interested comes up. I think it's the ultimate television channel for people, because it's their own media. And I think as real estate agents, it's definitely what we're finding is working very, very well for selling property and for renting property. I think real estate agents have a duty to get that content up in order for people to select if they want to consume that content. If agents aren't getting content up, consumers cannot consume.
And it's also got to be regular content as well. And I think a lot of people may say, and this is anyone who's thinking about doing the social media, or they've got the reservations of it. At the end of the day, if people don't like it, they can just unfollow you. Who cares? Just get content out there. Tom Panos always says it. You want the people who want to absorb your content to absorb it, and they will, and power through it. What do you reckon are some good tips to getting started on that social marketing in any industry? What should they break it down? What should their ethos be, or what do you reckon?
Look, I think there's two. There's
Yeah.
I think there's the consumer part of it, and like it's how does a consumer get started to build their own channel, which no one actually consciously thinks is being done, but it's definitely being done. You are being watched and you are being served. It's not typically how you'd expect it. So there's the consumers, and then there's the content creators, and I think that So your question,
content creator.
I think, is coming as a content creator. I think anything that you think is important to you is important to people out there. And I think that as soon as you start wanting to mold around what do people want, you can almost be stuck in a world of doubt. And you can be thinking, fuck, no, they won't like that, change that, no, delete, no, don't put it up, no, delete that, no, do this, no, do that. You sort of, that might, I think if it's relevant, if you're a content creator on digital media, you've just got to be really comfortable in your skin, and just pump out what you think is relevant and important. And consumers, and I know there's my brother, one of them, when I see a comment from him on social media, it probably happens every 3 years. and when I see something come up from him, I think it's, he's a guy that's getting onto digital. It's really just investing the time and being okay with it. If you do invest your time into consuming social media, you will end up building a channel around you that is exactly what you're interested in. Facebook, Insta, and LinkedIn are very, very clever at working out very quickly what you like and what you don't like.
Tinder.
What's that dating site called? Okay, so Tinder, you had to consciously opt in or opt out of the good-looking person. With Facebook and LinkedIn, it doesn't happen consciously, but it's happening the same way. So as soon as you slow down on your scroll or back up on your scroll, they got you. And so they're building that content around you. So if you keep slowing down on power drills, or if you keep slowing down on electrical products, you're not clicking on it, you're not loving it, you're not commenting on it, but you're simply slowing down and then keep on scrolling. LinkedIn, the social media channels are saying, this cat, he likes electrical stuff, I'm going to serve him more. That's all you
I reckon also an easy way to sort of break through social media,
Tinder.
if you're not even ready to do your own content, is it's okay to share people's content and rip their content off as long as you give them credit, which is the key thing. It's very big in the LinkedIn world, where you've got some great people out there. Dr. Andrew Wilson, who does all your auction stats, where if you see me post on Instagram, a lot of it's his. Christian Stevens, a mortgage broker, has some phenomenal data about income and expenses. It's phenomenal. And I know how
he's a weapon. He's a weapon.
I knew you always had to put stuff out, but I wasn't ready to start my own content. But I've always found their stuff interesting. So you can rip it off, but you just got to remember, say, thanks to Christian for creating this content, because that's the big thing as well. And I think that's an easy way to sort of break into to market. Find someone who's doing it well. If you're a broker, if you're a tradie, there's generally someone at least that you can guide that what's doing what you want to do. You can rip it off, give them credit, and then that will form. But a good thing is there's just sharing, but where it adds a lot more value is you put your own opinion to it. So you may take some content on household income v debt or whatever clearance rate. Instead of just sharing the post, do a little video, go through what your perception is or your understanding of that information and how it relates to potentially your viewers or yourself. So I know with clearance rates at the moment, we may look at it and just say Northern Beaches and do a bit of spiel. We may have a few properties that did not sell or did sell, and then that's your content. So I think ripping content off, as long as you give credit, is a really, really good way of starting to build it. What do you reckon, Mark?
Like, honestly, Michael, we rip people off all day, every day.
Yeah.
in terms of content, and it's called the conversation, right? So I sit down with someone that's influential, and I have a great conversation with them.
100%.
And I will go and repeat.
I've always said I learned more from some of my old clients, especially the ethics ones. With negotiation, I call it a book of Wogonomics. There's so many little things I learned from them. I'm just like a sponge I think, and also one thing to always remember, you're learning from your clients as well, buyers and sellers, on how they negotiate, because you've got to have an open mind. And some of the stuff I learn, it's just crazy from these guys. So, and then like you said, you hear a strategy or their perception on the market or what they look for in properties, and you share it just like we share with them as well. Like they bounce off us, we bounce off them. I think it's phenomenal.
Big time. So guys, that's a bit of a take, talking about observations of what people are doing in their pastime now, about your social media really being it's not social media, it's my media. So it's your own media channel that you've created on your phone around your personal habits. I think it's, it seems to be, there's a lot of people resisting the information, and it reminds me of Google Maps saying, would you like to share your location?
No, I don't want them to know where I am.
And you go, no. And then you're like, hang on a sec. I need Google Maps to know where I am in order to tell me where to go. Yes, allow only when I'm using the app. And then eventually it's like, no, just allow always, because then I can go on and you've subscribed. And it's a bit like digital media or my media or instant media, all the same thing. I think if you just subscribe, you'll actually get really good things out of it as a consumer.
Alrighty,
as a creator.
I think that's it. Just in any topics for tomorrow, anything, guys, feel free to shoot them through. Jeff said cousin Vlad. Yeah, he's pumping now with some Tom Panos recognition. They've had a few little videos. Bumble, RD&D. Alrighty, guys. Anything else you want to add, Mark? Thanks for watching, Kim, Margaret.
No, have a great day, guys.
Todd, I think they announced the REA Awards. We fucking better get finalists. I want to go down to Melbourne. Let's put that simple. Alrighty, guys. We'll see if we get finalists. I think they announced it today. So, fingers crossed. Alrighty, guys. Ciao. Bye.
All right.
Bye.